Hello and welcome to a special presentation from In the Money Media. This is our annual Triple Crown Draft. So happy to be back here with you, PTF, in the Brooklyn Bunker. Once again, we're going to be drawing teams of 5 horses, snake draft order. And the idea is you get points for first, second, and third in all 3 of the Triple Crown races. And the person at the end with the most points is the winner. And we've got a great group of players here this year. I'll start in different order than what you see on the screen because we have to introduce our now two-time defending champion. I don't care if I win this year. I just don't want her to win. I'm being honest. But she's great, and she is Michelle. Michelle, how are things?
Oh, so good. That was the best intro ever. I wish I had a trophy. Hold on. I have a trophy. Hold on.
I will send you, if you win 3 in a row, I promise you, if you win this year, I'm going to send you a proper trophy. We need to start doing that. Another former winner of this event is on the screen right above where Michelle is. He is the author of the Kinshin Slam from a few years ago where he won this thing. 4 different of his horses won big races for 3-year-olds during the year. He's been in a little bit of a drought, though. Some are wondering if he's still got it or not. He's coming to us from the daycare center. Jonathan Kinshin, what's up, JK?
Yeah, the Kinshin Slam is going to get a new name with these bad kids in here. But yeah, it's anything to keep Michelle from winning again. I'll do my best.
So JK and I have been unsuccessful in dethroning Michelle the last 2 years. We've had a great cast of characters come in and try and fail. This time we went for the heavy hitter. We've got somebody who you know, not only from her work on TV, but if you follow the industry at all, her prowess at picking them at the sales. She's ridden more winners than any of us. She's Zoe Cadman. Zoe, how are things?
I'm here. You.
She's pumped up,
Zoe
clearly.
is faster than me. She is faster than me.
Yep. You've got the you're at the tiki bar there. Do you have a Mai Tai out of shot, I hope, Zoe? What's going on?
It's terrible. This place is closed down. Everybody has left. I'm the only person left here other than, 1,200 horses here. It's just dreadful.
Fantastic. All right, we're going to dive right in, people. So I randomly did the number draw, and you know that I was on a level playing field because if I was rigging this at all, there's absolutely no way that Michelle would be picking first. Again, it's a snake draft. Michelle, who do you want with your first pick?
Journalism.
Okay, I was hoping based on your t-shirt that you were going to do something crazy, but you clearly believe that Journalism, winner of the Santa Anita Derby and the San Felipe, whose last 2 figures are higher than anything anybody else has ever run, that he's the one you want first. I get it for sure, but you, unlike some of us, have had the pleasure of seeing this horse in the flesh. Does he look every bit the part of a Kentucky Derby winner?
Oh, yeah. Has since debut. Even when he got beat going 6, you could just tell he was aching for more ground. Yes, and yes for Journalism.
That brings
His
me
price
up.
will probably suck, though. I'm not going to lie. I would bet another horse just for a playing aspect.
Interesting. Well, we'll get to that. When the horse that you're thinking of betting comes up organically throughout the course of the broadcast, you can let us know who that is. But I am going to go ahead and put in my first round pick. This is the horse when I can't spell all of a sudden. This is the horse that when I did my initial Derby list back in November was actually the horse I had on top with Journalism second. Not a bad exacta, actually. I'm a believer in sovereignty. I think he's going to be trained up to the minute for a peak performance in the Kentucky Derby. If you've been following our show since minute 1, you know on our bingo card, one of the things is Belmont with a target. The target is the Kentucky Derby. Sovereignty, my first round pick. Zoe, your first ever pick in the Triple Crown draft. Who do you want to go with to earn points for you in all 3 of these Triple Crown races? What happened to Zoe? Zoe, are you on mute? Or is this on my end?
No, you told me to mute myself because...
Well, mute when you're not speaking, but then when you are speaking, you have to unmute. Jonathan could teach you a thing or two about this. He's a veteran. Who's your first round pick?
I'm not used to having to mute myself. I only usually mute Michelle.
You and me both, kid. Who do you want in the first round here?
I'm going with Baeza. I don't know if he'll get in the Derby, but he'll...
Oh, that's your Preakness winner right there.
Right.
Excellent pick.
Right there for the Preakness. Can someone mute Michelle while I'm talking?
Question for you, Zoe, about Baeza, who I totally get and I think is the right pick. And one could have argued I should have picked him too. Would you, picking him here in the first round, do you almost want to see him get not in the Derby so he has an easier path in the Preakness, or do you want to see him get in the Kentucky Derby gate?
He's just such a baby. He's so green still. You saw he ducks from the stick. He's just a big baby, and he's developing at the right time. So I firmly believe he's a Preakness horse. I know the connections, Lee Searing really wants to go to the Derby, but they're not going to try and shove it. They're not going to go and just try and wait it out in Kentucky. They want to have a clear path if they're going to get into the Derby. So I'm hoping that he can get to the Preakness.
That's great info and a smart way of thinking about it, because for those that don't know, he could potentially still point hell-bent for leather to the Derby, try to be the second also eligible, and maybe draw in like Rich Strike did a few years ago. But maybe better for the horse, maybe better for the plan to say, you know what, we're going to let that one go by the boards. We don't think we're going to get in. Maybe we point to Baltimore. JK, we've got you for 2 picks in a row here. Last pick of round 1, first pick of round 2. Who you want?
Well, I'm deciding between 3 horses. I thought one was going to go already. I'm going to take the Pan Street for sure. And then I can't control myself with the cheekiness of this. I'm going to take East Avenue instead of Burnham Square. I'm just a fan of the horse. I know he's been inconsistent, but I love that weapon of speed. And he also, one of the things I try to do when I'm doing this is I want horses I think are going to dance more than one dance. Sometimes, to me, if Burnham Square doesn't run well in the Derby for whatever reason, feels like a very Ian Wilkes thing to put him on the shelf and point to the Travers or something. You know what I mean? And I don't want to get stuck with a horse that only runs in one race. I feel like if East Avenue continues to run, he'll run in all the spots. The same with the Pan Street, at least in 2 of the 3 spots.
I get that logic for sure. Zoe, we bring it right back to you for your second round pick.
Okay, I'm unmuted. You're going to have to give me just 1 second here.
Take your time. You're on the clock. I could sing the Jeopardy song, but we might get in trouble with the copyright people if I do that. So the folks watching at home can just imagine that in your heads. While you take a second, Zoe, it's actually a good time for me to tell folks about the sponsor of this video, our friends over at the Kentucky Thoroughbred Development Fund. We are very proud to be partnered with these folks because they are doing such a great job promoting racing in Kentucky. And I want to remind folks that the KTDF dollars added to the purse, they're for Kentucky-bred horses only. So breeding and racing in Kentucky are the best way to reap the benefits. Churchill Downs and Kentucky are on a huge upward trajectory, in large part because of our friends at the KTDF. To learn more, go to inthemoneypodcast.com/KTDF. I had that filibuster prepared for you, Zoe. Who do you want in round 2?
I'm going to take Publisher, the maiden. Call me crazy. I've been called worse.
I like it. What have you seen about this maiden that makes you think he might be up to a challenge like a big run in the Kentucky Derby?
Listen, while he's probably not going to win, he's always right there. And I'm going for some points here with Publisher. He's a very seasoned. He's the best seasoned maiden we've ever seen. He's battle tested. God, he's done some amazing things to just stay on his feet. So I am going with Publisher wherever he may show up.
I think I get where you're coming from with that. And I'm a fan of the horse as a horse. I mean, he finishes his races, and with the fast pace we're expecting with East Avenue going now, with this second Japanese horse who apparently will be competing at Meyer Daytona, pace could be fast. Publisher could be sticking on late, maybe getting you some valuable points in the Money Media Triple Crown draft for 2025. JK sort of said it. Who another very logical horse to have is, I'm going to go ahead and grab Burnham Square. I was a fan of this horse going back, and I do feel like he has an excellent opportunity to be seen to good effect in a race like the Kentucky Derby, coming off the big race last time. Clearly, his form arrow headed back in the right direction. Michelle, now you get to double tap here with the last pick of round 2 and the first pick of round 3. You got something at the ready, or let me know if I need to filibuster again, because I've got stuff to say.
Oh, I'm muted, huh?
You were for a second there, you were, but you're back now.
Okay. No, Sandman, you said it wouldn't fall to me, Pete. It's falling right to me in round 2. Sandman.
A very good pick. Did you show folks the T-shirt? Have you shown that off yet? We'll full screen you for that. There it is. Looking good. Tell me about this horse, because he's a little divisive. I think at least one other person on the panel could tell you a story that he might be an overbet horse in this year's Derby. Make the case for Sandman for me,
sure
Michelle.
He's going to be overbet. Anytime you have a pricey horse and then you see them not get there going shorter, and then the more ground you give them, they come through. People are like, oh, they want the 1.25 miles. So it's not always necessarily the case with him. I don't think that he is like screaming for the 1.25 miles. I just think that he's screaming for enough opportunity to make himself a better path, because he's also been riddled with some unfortunate racing luck. Now, that being said, he's going to have the beginning of the race go well for him. Also, I know that he got some hate for the way his Arkansas Derby finished up, where he wasn't going as fast as some people wanted to go, but I'm going to take him. He's round 2. I'm going to take Sandman. No problem.
I mean, Michelle already sort of made the anti-case, JK, for Sandman, but you're on record as saying this is one. I mean, I think you almost went so far, JK, as to say he could be a takeout reducer for you here. What is it that you don't like about Sandman, Jonathan?
I mean, honestly, Michelle nailed it all. I mean, the idea that's this concept, this misconception that closing horses want more ground, and especially horses like this that have had a couple of trips and had unfortunate races until they finally kind of came through. It's also a West Point horse, so you're going to have a lot of attention through all of that. I just see the horse is going to be overbet. He could absolutely win, but there's not too many closers I've ever fell in love with running in the Kentucky Derby.
You did nickname one of my teams a few years ago, and you ended up being right. I picked a bunch of closers, and you called them Pete's Plotters. And indeed, I think I had the most 5th and 6th place finishes in the history of the Derby draft. Unfortunately, you don't get points for that. Michelle, we throw the ball right back in your court for the first pick of round 3.
Okay, so I'm so torn.
Please don't snipe mine. Please don't snipe mine.
I think I'm going to go Rodriguez.
Okay.
I liked what we saw from him in the Wood, although the Wood is not, to me, a fantastic prep for the Kentucky Derby any longer, because this race, or this competition, does go on through the 3 Triple Crown races. I do feel like he would suit beautifully in the Preakness. Again, when JK was referencing, you don't want a horse that comes from behind. This is a horse that's going to be forwardly placed. That's where he does his best running. And I always love a speed horse, and I can't leave Bob Baffert off of my team. So Rodriguez is going to be taking up that slot.
Yeah, he seems like, of the Bafferts that might be pointed here, definitely the one with the best chance, being able to use his speed the last time. I'll throw this question out to JK or Zoe, whoever answers it first. Michelle makes an interesting point. The Wood Memorial, it hasn't been a productive prep for the Kentucky Derby in the last several years. Does that dampen your enthusiasm? Does the idea that one race hasn't produced a high up finish in the Derby, for either of you, is that something that takes a little bit of the shine off a runner like Rodriguez?
Baffert hasn't run in the Wood forever. How about that one?
There you go.
Yeah.
I don't think horses know where they ran last. I think it's just circumstantial. I mean, I understand that obviously, when you have stallion prospects, they're going to chase some of the grade 1 events. There might be kickers involved, so they're going to run in those spots versus, the Wood Memorial. That's unfortunately a grade 2 currently, but I think a good horse will come from anywhere.
Yeah. I hear what you're, I'm picking up what you're laying down as far as that goes. All right, let's go ahead and I'll get to my next pick. I'm going to reach to the far east here. And this is a horse who I'm not fully confident about by any means, but I think you can tell a story about Luxor Cafe. And honestly, I love it when we can gravitate towards these Japanese runners who we have evidence that the figures are strong. A Derma Sotogake, it didn't work out in the Derby. He didn't break well. Forever Young, he ran to his numbers, could have won the Derby. This horse, Luxor Cafe, he's slower than those horses. But boy, the impression he made on the eye the last day, that's enough for me to throw him up here as my pick in this round. Zoe, we bring it back to you.
Unless something happened, Cafe Pharaoh? Is that a...
He's the sire of, isn't he the sire? Is he not the sire? The sibling of Luxor Cafe.
Oh, damn it. Okay.
I sniped you, I
There's
think.
another Japanese horse though.
Yeah,
Yes.
I meant Luxor Cafe then. I've got Cafe Pharaoh written down.
I just took him, so you're out of luck there.
Took him. Yeah, I know. Poo.
Do you need a minute? I do have another spiel I can make if you need a minute to
do
regroup.
Yeah, do your spiel.
Okay, I'm going to do a spiel.
Well, Pete, if you were a real gentleman, you would just give Zoe that horse.
I've never, Michelle, as those who know me know, I've never been accused of that. I want to let folks know, though, that if you like this type of content, freewheeling, fun stuff where we talk about horse racing, the In the Money Media YouTube channel is a place that you absolutely need to be subscribing. We got a bunch of videos taken off. I'm really proud of our Kentucky Derby Monster Pods. We're going to do 22 horses, 22 guests, and there's lots of great actionable betting information in those. We've got horsemen, we've got pundits, we've got pure degenerates on there telling you everything you need to know. Go ahead, do us a favor, subscribe to the In the Money Media YouTube channel, and you will have a ton of horse racing content. The fire hose of content has been turned on, and we'd love for you to join in. And
is he done talking? Because I can't hear anything.
You're ready now, Zoe. You go ahead.
That's what JK thinks all the time.
Is he still talking? Zoe,
well,
who do you want?
I'm going to go Cold Battle. Because...
Oh, you took my horse!
Well,
I get him.
I'm going Cold Battle. He's going to be there, and if I can't root for Lonnie Briley, I can't root for anyone.
Poop.
One of the best stories.
He's definitely a must-use, and you know what? If he doesn't run well in the Derby, he'll damn sure run in the Preakness, and he'll probably run in the Belmont as well. He won't be quite so fresh then, so I'm going with him.
I get it.
I need some rooting interest here.
Damn it, Zoe.
The old school trainer, Lonnie Briley. I feel that. The idea that he is likely.
I thought someone already had Sandman. Otherwise, I would have got him the last go. I wasn't writing down correctly.
He's off the board. But on the clock is JK, who has a double tap here to end the round and bring us into our penultimate round. Jonathan, who you want?
I'm thinking about my old friend Pegasus, and I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with cornucopian and goal oriented.
Ooh, interesting. Explain this.
Goal
this
oriented
crazy
is
idea.
The real deal. That horse was phenomenal.
Yeah,
he was more impressive in person than he was on TV.
Explain the strategy here.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm a journalism guy. I think he's going to be tough to beat. I think the Kentucky Derby every year, you either have a wide open race where anyone can win, or you got like a monster, or you have just kind of like a Nyquist type of year where you just have there's the best horse and then there's the rest of them. I think journalism is not a superstar, but I think he's the best horse and there's the rest of them. I'm not going to waste picks on a horse like Tistastic who could run third in the Kentucky Derby. Just give me the horses that I think can get me some points a little bit later in the win column. So I went with these two.
Cornucopian, and who was the second one?
Goal oriented.
Goal oriented.
Goal oriented.
What a pick, JK.
I'll confess
those were going to be my next two picks.
All right, that means you're back to the well, and I do have one more spiel to give the audience, Zoe, while you think about it, which is, these are our picks. We want to know in our comments on the In the Money Media YouTube channel what you think. We'll make a comment to start the thread where we just reveal the teams, and then you can tell us whose team you think has the best shot, and then also who would have been your first round pick. Would anybody's have been different than journalism? Give us your thoughts in the comments. We love interacting with people in there. It's a lot of fun. So get involved in the comments section. And while you're there, subscribe to the In the Money Media YouTube channel and click like on this video. That helps us out as well. Zoe, is that enough time for you to get organized here?
Oh no, I was ready. Do I have one or two goes?
You have one go here, and then you will have one more go in the next round, and that will be that.
Okay, Chunk of Gold.
Oh, Zoe, what the hell?
I wanted him.
Come on.
Make the case, Zoe. I had the pleasure of talking to Ethan West. We've got that video coming up soon as part of our Monster Pods. What a great story. $2,500 purchase. But this horse I thought ran better than it looked last time. What is it you like about Chunk of Gold?
He's a dude who can run into trouble. Yes, he's going to come running late. Is he going to be my win play? No, because journalism's already gone. I already have Baeza. I need someone who can clunk along and get a little piece. He could very easily win the Belmont as far as I'm concerned.
All right. You want to talk about great stories. I mean, Coal Battle's amazing, but Chunk of Gold might even be they're in the photo for best story at this year's Kentucky Derby. I'll go ahead and take the horse that JK denigrated. It wouldn't be the first time, but I am a Tiz-tastic fan, card carrying member of the fan club. And another great story in this year's Kentucky Derby, it's only a matter of time, in my opinion, before the Steve Asmussen Kentucky Derby hoodoo gets put to bed. Tiz-tastic, this horse has talent. He's going at the right point in this draft. I'm not going to say he's any great value here where he's going, but for me, the best of the rest. Michelle has 2 more picks. The rest of us have 1 more pick. But Michelle, why don't you close out this round and start off another?
You're gonna have to give me a spiel now. Zoe took all of my picks.
I can spiel. I want to let you know. I was talking before about these monster pods. I'm extremely proud of the work we've done, particularly this year, on putting them together. This is something you want to check out on the YouTube channel. Again, it's going to be 22 horses, 22 different guests. Jonathan hosts half, I host half. My half are better, but they're going to be very good, all of them, and you definitely want to check it out. Also, as long as I'm promoting stuff that we do at the In the Money Media Network, a lot of people don't know, we have free tips and analysis every day over at inthemoneypodcast.com. Some of the sharpest and best handicappers and horse players around. People like Eric Solomon, Nick Tamaro, Dean Kepler, Michael Domable. I'm feeling bad for who I'm leaving out. It's great stuff, and it's completely free. InTheMoneyPodcast.com. Michelle, you're up.
All right. Well, I guess I'll end up with Grande, however you say his
Grande,
name.
I believe. I think that's how they're saying it.
That's
what do you like about this horse, or is it just a true best of the rest play and you're just resigned?
I mean, yeah, I liked him enough. Like, I don't think he's going to win the Derby. Maybe he picks up a chunk here or there. Maybe he does really well in the Belmont. I think he needs more time to develop. But Zoe took all my fun horses. my two rooting horses.
All right, but you do have to go again back.
I know.
So where are you heading here?
Where am I going to head here? This is how terrible it is. I'm trying to look at all of the Triple Crown nominees to see if someone really.
You could go that. I was thinking with my last pick of going with that crazy horse for the Preakness route. That's something you can consider. Of course, they haven't even. It's been a million years since a Tessio runner had a live shot, but this year to me could be that kind of year.
I didn't even know my husband has a horse nominated the Triple Crown. That's so funny.
You got to pick that one just on principle.
No. Oh my gosh, we have 2. This is so crazy.
Anything we need to know about it? If we can put them in our stable mail, it doesn't have to be for the Derby.
I'll tell you one later offline that you can put in your stable mail.
Okay. Well, no, offline. That's no fair to the viewers.
Yeah, it is. It's fair. I'll tell you a story too.
All right.
Oh my gosh. Who do I add? Who sounds fun?
There's a couple of names that are definitely going to run that you could go within the Derby. I mean, that's one strategy here is just pick a horse you know is going to be in the gate. Granted, why am I giving you advice when you win every year?
What's wrong with you, Pete? Come on.
I'm really playing with the idea of just taking Citizen Bull because I've had him in everything. He just obviously does not want to go this far.
I was going to say the last race was so brutal. Not being able to finish ahead of the maiden made me think that he is would be, not an ongoing.
They'll just reroute him somewhere else at this point, right?
It sounds like they're going. So I mean, it's not crazy, and we were supposed to be done 3 minutes ago. So I'm not saying don't pick him.
Let's go with.
Oh, come on.
Broadcasting professional here.
Can I pass and I'll come back to me?
It's been a long day,
It has been a long day. It's been a long week for me. Pass me and go to someone else.
No.
What do you mean?
We could do that and give you scraps. I mean, that could work. You'll just get scraps. I mean, why not?
I'll take a scrap. I'll take a scrap.
That's not a problem. Just make sure when we come back to you, you actually have a horse.
Okay.
I'm going to take a weird shot for a horse that's going to run in the Tessio, who I think could be a player in the Preakness. And especially if Baeza does get into the Derby, which now it sounds like he is, according to what we're hearing from Zoe, probably won't. This might not be the best pick ever. But this horse, Pascaline, I think is very interesting. Hasn't run yet at 3, but very talented, impressed at 2, and is coming back to run next weekend. Very interesting in the Tessio, and with a good run there, could be a launching pad to the Preakness. I mean, the Preakness is a race that's really evolved over the years. I feel like it might be time for one of the local horses to step up and get the job done. Zoe, your last horse for this Triple Crown draft.
I'm going with the winner of the Lexington tomorrow, Prater, Pratt and Chad Brown. Chad Brown loves to win the Preakness.
That's a great pick.
That's where he's going. He's already beaten Sovereignty. He's just not getting into the Derby. So he's going to show up in one of the other two, most likely.
That's sharp logic. I like that. And Chad Brown has shown such a great knowledge to know his horses that are really good, but maybe not good enough to win a Derby, and rerouting to the Preakness. And I mean, it feels like they've fired much more often than not. Love Pridor with that idea in mind. JK, how about you for your final pick?
Yeah, it's funny that Zoe said she's using the winner of the Lexington tomorrow, because then I started to look for a new pick. Then I realized that she actually didn't pick the winner of the Lexington tomorrow, because I'm going to pick the winner of the Lexington tomorrow, which is Bullard.
Ooh, I like that. Yeah, Bullard.
Oh, I should have seen who else was in the Lexington tomorrow, apparently.
Yeah, this horse was number 1 on our Derby list for a hot minute, thanks to Eric DeCoster for doing such a great job all season long on putting that together for us. Our video, our final top 10 video. We call it the final top 10 video, but surely we'll do an update based on any defections, etc., as needed. But yeah, Bullard, a horse that at one point you could make an argument who was the more interesting Michael McCarthy runner, him or Journalism. Obviously, Journalism's won that fight, but Bullard not out of it. An excellent 5th round pick there from JK. I kind of wish I'd remembered about that horse's existence. Michelle, button us up.
Okay, so I am going to go with Hill Road.
A horse I really like. My only concern, what do we know about what the setback was that caused the scratch the other day? That's the only.
Yeah, I know. That's my big concern also, but I had to go somewhere, and hopefully he'll be all squared away, at least for Belmont.
I will say this one, I think, and Michelle and Zoe, I'll defer to you guys on this, but I would say that a morning of vet scratch to me is more of a concern than a couple days out. Oh, hey, look, it's just, let's kind of redirect here. Maybe a fever, maybe a this, maybe a that. I don't know. It's more of a question than a statement.
You are correct. I mean, I don't know if it was a vet scratch or what kind of scratch it was. If he was sick, you might be okay.
He had a fever.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Then if you're looking towards the Belmont, then you're probably okay.
Is that right? Is it right to say, Zoe and Michelle, that old school idea that, it does slow them, it slows them down considerably. The idea that, every day you have a fever, you walk a week. Is that still how horsemen operate?
I think that depends. Yeah, I mean,
sometimes less or sometimes more. What's typical?
I think that
was
depends how bad it was, and if you've taken blood and seen what the white count is, and I mean, there's a million other things you can do to see why we have the fever, right? Is the fever a precursor for snot pouring out their nose? Is there an infection somewhere? Did they bang their leg and have a cut, and so it's causing a fever? Did they have an impacted tooth? Did they just not feel good that day, and you're just saying it's a fever? I mean, there's so many other things.
X factors.
And it's how you treat the horse. You might have to give the horse some kind of medication that they definitely don't want to run on.
Right.
Yeah.
No, that's that's good. Great insight.
We'll the good news with Naira is you can pull all their vet stuff is public, right? So you could actually pull his scratch report and then see what kind of treatments he got.
I'm a big fan of the horse. I thought he ran huge in the juvenile. I thought his
Cup.
comebacker was good. I think we've noted a lot of excellent horses here. Team, really appreciate you. Good luck to whoever wins, as long as it's not Michelle. Zoe, thank you so much. JK, great stuff as always. Michelle, it is actually a great pleasure to have you on. Appreciate you very much.
So kind.
Ton more stuff coming on the In the Money Media Network. Make sure you subscribe to that channel. Check out everything we got going on, and check out the team and all their other endeavors. PTF for In the Money Media. May you win all your photos.